go ahead and put on subscriber only chat since I am likely going to be here by myself today. I'm popping on. It is Sunday, June 28th. Let me grab this link real quick so I can put it in my post section. I did see that I am not the only creator having problems with YouTube this week. So again, just going to chalk it up to Mercury Retrograde. All right, we are live. Okay, I'm just putting the live link so I can find this later. Alrighty, so I don't know exactly what I want to read on today. I've had a couple of things coming in. Chills already. Okay, I already did my prayer. If you need to, go ahead, take the time and do it for yourself. This should be a fairly quick one. So, let's go. So a couple of things. I want to, let's see what God wants to show me. So, hey, Carly, are you up? Like, for real? I thought I was going to be here by myself. I don't know. There's a couple of things to read on, right? So there's some things happening in this world. For instance, y'all remember the Wayfair scandal? The Wayfair conspiracy during COVID? And remember how it actually turned out not to be a conspiracy, but actually something mentioned in the files? And funny enough, I grabbed my petal cards. You know what? Because what actually happened? You know what? I never actually had a card for Jeffrey. Here's Jeffrey. So, according to the files, now here's the thing, y'all. I don't believe everything that's in the files because this group of individuals over the law in our land is highly corrupt. And not only are they highly corrupt, but they are deliberately dirtying the files so that you don't know what's true, right? That said, some of the victims are also still currently working for whomever this crime syndicate is. So we're not going to dive too deep into that part. But there is this new platform, not so new, but new platform called Vinted. And I've shared a couple of videos in on my page about it. Not on this page. I'm gonna see if I can find those videos, but I shared a couple of them, and it's been proven. Well, let me pause before I say proven. France looking into Vinted. All right. Okay. So now I'm gonna say that there is an investigation going on for a secondhand resale app called Vinted. I'm going to post this article in my post section. So the allegations are this, and I'll read the allegations, right? The allegations are that there are some listings that are selling everyday items or toys that are priced in the thousands of euros. And some of those listings include descriptions with heights, genders, ages, and personalities. But these are toys. Why do they have that? One thing Vinted has done is it has turned off comments on all of its ads. Vinted is saying that they don't do that. No credible cases linking the listings to child delivery, we'll say. except that I've seen credible sources on the other social media platform where they show those listings and they show those posts. And for some reason, a stuffed animal is shy, is 110 centimeters. You know, like they have information they don't need to have, and the stuffed toy is 8,000 euros. Some of the toys are 2,000 euros. And it is said by people in the comments that the lower prices are rented, the higher prices are owned. So I'm going to look at Vinted. And I just so happen to grab my pedal cards. So, as I was saying, the King of Wands. So to get back to this. Now, during the pandemic, there was, and I'm getting chills. There's the card. Y'all, there's the pedal card. The Six of Cups. There's Jeffrey, there's a child, and there's Jizzy. With the false offers, the Trojan horse. This is it. This is what we're looking at. And there are toys, stuffed toys. This is what we're looking at. This is verifying what I'm saying. All right, so apparently these posts on Reddit were these conspiracies, the pizza one, etc. Some of those can be traced back to Jeffrey or his friend Jizzy, and they were putting out those conspiracy theories, and they were using those theories to say the Dems were doing it. Now, mind you, there is a little bit of a both party situation to it, but the majority party that had been participating in this abuse of power, and again, since I'm telling you about how they had used it as smoke and mirrors, this is essentially that, this creative abuse of power. There she is. Because apparently it was her, Jizzy, who was creating these posts on Reddit. So essentially it goes back to, and then QAnon or 4chan or whatever is still linked to these people. I don't know what it is. There's just something twisted and sick about it. But there's a hangman here. And, you know, hangman is one way of getting a new perspective, especially from up high. And I think that's where we are right now. These people have been protected, but one thing about it is the ring never stopped. It just moved. Different leader, etc. Some of these people need to have their fetishes fulfilled, but other people need to have their power structure fulfilled, because a lot of this was used to incriminate people, whether they actually partook or not, because some of those people were altered in their minds with substances and then photographed. So it's not actually that they did do stuff, it's that these parties were ways to get them associated. Because I can hear right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm literally hearing right now somebody saying, but I didn't do anything. And it's like, but how are you going to prove that? How will you prove that? Meanwhile, there are people who have done things, right? This is that power they wield over them, is they creatively connect people here to bend them to their will. So we're dealing with a lot of different stuff here, y'all. We're dealing with some very emotionally manipulative people. The ring never closed. It just moved to another set. But there's fractures here. And I think some of this stuff is deliberate. There's the fracture. There's definitely a fracture here. Uh, so I would definitely say yes, that there is exposure going on here. This isn't really just a little disagreement. This is somebody wanting these people to be found, at least this part of the ring, because this is centuries. This is centuries. This has been going on for a very long time, centuries, millennia, etc. This depravity has been going on for a very long time. Um, but this power structure of it has not been, right? Hey, Heidi. So I want to look at Vented. Is it true that there is something happening on Vinted that is similar to the Wayfair conspiracies? Is there something happening on Vinted? Vinted is like saying the age field is a universal platform requirement to indicate the age appropriateness of a toy. However, some of those toys say 12 years old and they're deliberately not for the youth, like older youth. You know, it would be like a baby toy. Okay, so okay, I'm looking at a Five of Pentacles in reverse, right? And a Three of Wands. I'm trying to remember exactly how I said the question because the Five of Pentacles is getting help. And the Three of Wands is looking for it. And this is across the world. And that's interesting because I do have a world card here. And I do have my Nine of Pentacles. And I often see the Nine of Pentacles as like appraising, like trying to gauge the value, see if it's worth it or if it's valuable. Now, these are the energies sitting beneath this here. The Five of Pentacles. I think this is pointing towards, I'm getting chills. I think this is pointing towards these social media people who are exposing this, right? And they're exposing it to try to get help, to try to get more people to see it. Because right now, this is in France or in Europe, because it is usually based by a certain denomination of money. However, see, this is interesting because France had a previous investigation into Vinted over concerns about minors being redirected to pornographic content. So this isn't their first time being looked into. So, if I could find it, this one, okay, there's this one particular girl. She's one who got like millions within. Right, okay. So she's one who got like millions of views, at least like 1.6 million views or something like that in the course of a day. And today's the 28th. And so I saw this on the 26th. So this article is also from the 26th. But here, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I think it's just best to do that. And again, a lot of the stuff is in different languages or different, it's mostly European right now. So here's a particular listing, right? Thank you guys so much for liking. I appreciate that. So here's a particular listing, one such listing. I can't read this. I don't speak, is this German? I don't know. But Vinted is the site. And so here's a screenshot. So here's a toy, a figurine, a figure object, that much I can read. And look at it. It's 30,000 euro, right? Like that doesn't make sense. Then here's a Mario puppet. It is 20,000 euro. And then this is the other thing that's under this in some of their descriptions. I can't read German, but I know this is going to be, what is this? Probably like 150, not kilos. I don't speak metrics either, but this is stuff that, is this young? Is jar or jara? Is that like youth or something like age, 12 years old or something like that? Is that, I think that's right. Don't get me twisted. I don't know. I just know category because it looks like category. I think that's what that's saying. JF, is that like a girl or something? This is English, I think. I don't know. I don't speak German. I'll just leave it there. But this is like one of them, right? So here we go. A stuffed animal priced at 30,000 euro, which is 25K pounds, with the toy described as a 9-year-old girl. Is that what that one is? No. Is that what that one is? Okay, no. So again, Vinted is trying to say this just means it's for a 9-year-old girl, which is crap, right? Like, come on, man. So this one, yeah. So a stuffed bunny is reportedly going for 1,000 euro, and it's described as 3 years old, female, 91 centimeters. See, if you're going to talk about just an age, like age appropriate, like the toy is 3 years old, like appropriate for 3-year-old, why does it have a gender? Why does it have a weight, a height? And why is it described as obedient? Okay. Then there's a PlayStation and a controller also listed for 30K, described as 10 years old, healthy, and blonde. Blonde. What PlayStation is blonde, right? So again, Vinted is like, no, it's just telling you what age the toy is appropriate for. This sounds like bullshiggity to me, right? So this is what Vinted has said. I'm sorry, look away. So it says Vinted explained that the age field is a universal platform requirement to indicate the age appropriateness of a toy, not a child's age. The exorbitant prices are attributed to negotiation tactics, fraud attempts, or collector value. Okay, so even if you think it's a fraud attempt, shouldn't you take it down? Shouldn't you take it down? Anyway, so apparently we have a Wayfair situation coming out here. And again, France is already looking into it. And France had looked into them before, but I think this one might hold a little bit stronger of a footing. I think this might hold a stronger footing because it doesn't make sense the way they're trying to defend it. Lithuania, however, said that they don't see a problem. But one of the things that we have learned, oh, that's what you're telling me. Okay, one of the things that we have learned is that these governments are corrupt. So, that explains it. This is across the world. This is happening all across the world. Now, the world card is also a completion card because it is the last of the major arcanas. But this right here is saying this is occurring across the world, and we're looking. We're actually looking. We're examining this. Now, what I do see is that there is a swift response this time. So there's the Chariot with a swift response, but it's going to be difficult to find the evidence. The evidence is hidden in plain sight and it has plausible deniability. That seems to be a bit of the problem. Now, I have the Star here in reverse, and I have the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this is feeling like there's some hopelessness to it, which honestly, it would cause that, right? Because see, there's another ring happening. But the world is so big, and it's not just a Jeffrey problem, if you know what I mean. It's in regular households as much as as much it is in the elite households. You don't get to a statistic of like 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 children being affected by this only being among the rich. No, you don't. So this is in every household, not every household, but every level, every status. It's there, and there's definitely this push pull here. Again, as we saw in the beginning, it was showing us the King of Pentacles. That's who's behind a lot of this, at least as far as the organization of stuff is. Like I said, the normal everyday people, they're doing their dirt and it's horrific. But this King of Pentacles here, because I see it right here in front of me, but the King of Pentacles is basically who's being protected. So there's like a do I do something about this? And there's these people potentially coming after me violently. There's an issue here. But this Five of Cups thing here is saying the issue's not going to die. The Five of Cups is the major arcana card, but it's here in the reverse. It's not going to die. The people are not going to let this go without there being some contention. If anything, it's just about to pick up steam because it's going to leap off of TikTok. They're already saying it's going on X and TikTok. It is going to leap from those pages and end up in other places. I mean, hell, I'm on YouTube right now talking about it. So what that's going to do is pick up steam and pick up scrutiny about it because those hidden agendas are not going to have a chance to be hidden anymore. So let me see what this, and it really sucks, you know, there's that new perspective. I think this is the platform itself. I think this is Vinted itself because I don't think this chariot's going to go away. I think their own response here is without merit. I don't think it's going to wash. It's not going to do what they think it's going to do. So Vinted, we'll say, is the hangman here. They're in a dilemma. Now, it's very well that their intention was community, connection. It is secondhand stuff. So it should be, you know, vintage, like vintage, like mint condition, like that kind of stuff. But they have a skewed view of it now because it is being used for that. And it's interesting because, like, you can, and I'm not saying that they did, but you can create something altruistically, like, you know, trying to do something nice. And then some a-hole with a lot of money or looking to create money uses it for the wrong purpose. Instead of this being something that you can secondhand or, you know, do stuff with, they decide they want to traffic. You know? I won't say this is why crypto was created, but I guess it is. Because the King of Pentacles comes out again. And the star comes out again. So these very depraved, very almost non-human. I'm telling you, I'm stuck on this. I really do think we're dealing with some non-humans here. There's just this insatiable desire to rule over people, but there's this fight that they're not expecting. Hey, girl. Because as depraved as it is, I still feel the tide turning. Because look, it is exposed. Here's the sun. It is exposed. Look at the pictures. It is exposed. And the emperor is going to be in the upside down. Again, I don't know if we'll ever be able to stop it, but it's exposed. You get what I'm saying? Carnation. Okay, so, that's the Two of Pentacles. All right, so I think what we're getting is clear enough is that, yes, this is actually happening. That's Carly. This is actually happening. Um, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is usually about surviving, withstanding, coming out of the fight and then coming on the other side of it. And I think that's where we are. Okay, so you had a dream. Listen, I've had some extremely active dreams for the last couple of days, but I cannot tell you what they are, and I'm getting chills about it. But when I wake up, I know that the dream has taken me someplace. But when I come back, it's like, it's not a bad thing. It's just work. That's all I can say is whatever it was work. It was like they don't win, but it's work for us to stop it, you know? Okay, so I think this is showing the survival of this type of thing. But so I think, like I said, this is pretty clear. Your dreams have been wild too? Yeah, not bad. Right? Like they haven't been nightmares because I haven't woken up from them. It hasn't been a nightmare, but I'm getting chills about it. But I feel like I'm being shown like actual stuff. I don't think they're dreams, like dreams, like, oh, vapid, oh, not important. I'm seeing stuff. And it's like, when I wake up, I'm like, why can't I carry this back with me? Why can't I tell people what it was? I don't remember it. Um, See, it's the fight, the Five of Wands. This is on its side. Again, there's still choices to be made, right? Oh my gosh, the shadow is here. There's still choices to be made here. Okay, same for you too. It's like normally when I have a premonition dream, I can go, hey, y'all, here's what I dreamt about. But these are like stuff. Like, I think so. When we encounter, we won't be scared. hmm It's not okay. Like I very distinctly remember the one that I had a couple months ago that I will say does scare me, but it doesn't scare me in a nightmare way. It scares me in a as I'm terrified of where we're headed, right? And I think I told you guys about that, of where I saw them, like in Atlanta or maybe like Birmingham or something. It was a college town, but it was a black city, and they were marching black people out of the city at gunpoint. So basically it was like a 1930s thing. And we were running around trying to hide and get away from it. And I remember distinctly managing to skirt around it with like three people. And at the end, we go back into this home because we're trying to hide in this home. And the home is completely white. I mean, paint white. I don't mean people white. I mean, like white, stark white. And even in the dream, I could smell the bleach because it was like they had to sanitize and repaint the house. because they wanted to scrub all existence of these people who used to live there. And I woke up from that dream like, oh shit. Oh my God. Like, this is where we're headed. And people don't understand. Like, that literally is where we're headed if we don't fight, right? But that wasn't a nightmare. That was a premonition. And it terrified the shit out of me because I'm like, oh my God. And like I said, I could smell it. I could smell the bleach. I can smell the fresh paint. I can smell, and it was just, oh my God, it was just so terrible. And I woke up like, we need to fight. We need to fight because it is going to escalate to that point, because it's going to escalate to that point. Like, we can't let them get out of this year the same way, because the escalation, and let's just put it here. After I had that dream, they dismantled part of the Voting Rights Act. And now they're talking about going after the 19th Amendment as well as the 14th Amendment. And they're talking about the habeas corpus, taking that away from people. And they're talking about if somebody goes to jail, they're going to get to choose which jail they go to, whether it's maximum security or club fed. And they're calling everyone who is not for them terrorists and Antifa. And all this came out after that dream. So I know this is where we're going. And I know we have to fight. Because racism is crazy, bro. Racism is the Trojan horse, because you can gather all these poor white people and all these estranged white people and tell them that brown and black people are their problem. And then they will allow you to do anything to people. Yeah, and then the fifth, yeah, I was going to say FISA. I don't know how they say it, but yeah. It's escalating if we allow it to. So the fight has to happen, because that's where they're going. King of Swords. They're trying to be totally abusive, totally tyrannical. This is where we're going. But I don't think it's going to happen. That's the other thing. I was shown, and then it was also reassured, because it's like, this is not going to happen. But it's possible. I'll put it that way. Carly, I was going to say, you might be surprised. Knight of Wands here, girl. There are some people who are going to get over that bar. There are some people who are going to surprise you. Because Knight of Wands is fire horse energy. That's burn it up energy. That's, and this is the second time this one came out. These are the leaks. These are the things getting out that lets people know what the plans are so that something can happen. Okay? This is people not sitting down and taking it. You'll be surprised. And I'm getting chills behind that because, listen, the word I'm getting is people banding together. BANDING. You're going to be surprised. And one of the things that is, yep, perfect. You got to hold on. You got to hold on to hope. And it's not just hope. It's also help. We're not here alone, I'll tell you that. And we don't have to carry it by ourselves. Whoops. Sorry, I hit my keyboard. So the Ten of Wands, while you see her shouldering the load, we don't see the rest of the story around her. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get these cards. We don't get to see what the plans are because that's a Ten of Wands, right? But a little further up, the Queen of Wands has the blueprint. So she's telling people what to do. So that means that this girl is not alone. She's doing the work she's told to do. Like I said, ooh, that was the other question. Okay, hold on, let me write that down. Oh, I dropped the pen. We're not alone. It's not just the people carrying. We're not alone. There's things we don't see. Okay, down pilot. I got a feeling that was assistance as well. Yes, tingles, girl, tingles. Hope the last one out of Pandora's box. Hope is the last one. It really is. But it's also the one that, you know, light chases away the darkness. And it don't even take a big light to do that. We all have light, you know. But she's not doing it alone. We don't see the whole story, is what I got with that one. We don't see the whole story. I'm going to put these down. But, well, let me see. With Vinted, am I done with these? Oh, you saw that? Okay. Okay. We got the Three of Wands again with this Vinted thing. And Three of Wands is usually my foreign card. And we got the evidence here. I think France is going to be successful. I think France is going to be successful in this. And they're probably going to shut down the website and go for something different. I think France is going to be successful. There they are. It doesn't fail. They show up. The King of Pentacles. But that's okay, baby. We got evidence of you. I think France is going to be successful. I think they're going to be successful in finding out who's behind this. At least one, you know, at least one. Put those petal cards away. I just wanted to check on that to see what that Wayfair situation was. But let me see. Is France going to be successful with finding out what's happening with Vinted? Will France be successful in finding out what's happening with Vinted? Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Because if we're talking about energies, we have the Ten of Wands underneath. I'm sorry, in reverse. That's feeling overwhelmed. I think it's a lot. It's a lot. And then you have the Queen of Swords here. Whew. This is what's happening underneath. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So we have the Hermit in reverse. We got France. There it is. Three of Wands. We got Karma. There it is. We got the Nine of Wands. There it is. And then we have the financial insecurity and greed. There it is. Interesting. Okay, is France going to be successful at discovering this? Okay. I want to say yes. Because the first thing I saw was the strength card, which is the yes. I was trying to clarify. I was doing that to clarify this Four of Pentacles here, and so I got the Two of Pentacles. So there's juggling here. There's juggling. Now we had the Two of Pentacles with the other card, other deck too. Um, so is this because they find somebody they don't want to get in trouble? But there's a strength card, so they're definitely going to find it. They're going to be successful at knowing who that is. And this is what brings me concern because we get the king and the queen. Oh, okay. We get the king and the queen of swords in reverse, though. So this is like them finding out and not actually pulling the trigger correctly. Like letting somebody off the hook or looking the other way or being stopped. They might be stopped from investigating or stopped from pursuing persecution because these are all swords and that is treading into legality. Because there's going to be survivors here, women that they find, children that they find. Right. Was this me or was this you? Okay. This is me because I dropped that. All right. So let me make sure this is done right. Because this looks like survivors. The Nine of Wands. I missed it. Show it again, please. Let's Nine of Wands and then a. Okay. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So I think that's an initial thing, is that they are stopped. But the Nine of Wands is that there's a persistence here that isn't going to go away with that either. Oh, we had Nine of Wands in the other one. And I said the same thing. Okay. Um, y'all remember the little guy who's like standing in front of the woods? That's the same. That was the Nine of Wands as well. So that's it's not going to go away. It is going to persist. People are going to be stubborn and they're not going to let it go away. And I guess they're going to be hip to the cunning because here's a Seven of Swords now that they're, them trying to be sneaky and whatever. But the Hangman is like, no, we see this shit because the Lovers is here too. So we see this shit. We see what you're doing. Okay. So that's not going away. So even if they have people in there, trying to hush it up because they're part of it, it's not going to hush. And it looks like that's what the Wheel of Fortune is about. Is like, nope, tides are going to turn because people are going to have to do something about it. And this is looking like that. Okay, chills. Got it. Yep. All right. So then, exactly, that's when those people become not a burden anymore. And what I mean by those people, I mean the ones they're trying to protect in the beginning. Because this is a release from the Devil card. And I was using this to clarify this Wheel of Fortune and my France card, the Three of Wands card. So this is saying that they will be released from whatever held them up in the beginning. Okay, because hope returns. Hope returns. Hope returns. And then there's going to be an offering of more evidence, and they're going to take them to court. They're going to fight them in court. That is the Five of Swords. Okay. Now, I need to clarify then this isolation card. That's a Seven of Cups in reverse. The Four. Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. So it's still the King of Swords and the King of Wands in reverse, but I think these are the people who get caught from messing up in the beginning. Because with this Hermit card here, that's isolation, that's loneliness, that's withdrawal. I don't feel a withdrawal of the case. I feel these people being like singled out. Okay, I'm going to show you what cards I got for clarifying. I got the Seven of Cups here in reverse, but then I got the Four of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So I got the hammer of the law and a celebration from the survivors of the trafficking. But I'm curious though. Okay. Kind of okay. Because I'm seeing, the two kings here in reverse, the King of Wands and the King of Swords. The King of Swords is one of the initial lawmakers, judges, somebody who puts a kibosh on the research or on the search on the case. Okay. Why are all these in reverse? Impulsive, reckless. I'm trying to understand what this is with regards to this. Because the ending of it, okay, so who's celebrating? No, that's the clarity and that's the truth. So that's not. So that's the Ace of Wands in reverse, but I'm seeing the manipulation card. I'm seeing the manipulation card. I'm seeing the Ten of Pentacles, which is making it rain. This doesn't look like it ends in a good way, though. Because who's celebrating? I don't know. I'm not picking that up. Who's celebrating? Okay, let's make the question clearer. Will they persecute, prosecute, persecute, convict anybody participating in the Vinted ring? Will they persecute and convict participants in the Vinted traffic ring? That's too many. They're all in reverse. It's too many though. Let's keep it tight, please. Will France be able to validate, prosecute, and convict. Okay, so I'm guessing it's the initial investigation that gets tampered with because the powers that be are still the powers that be. Because I'm seeing this Eight of Swords here. So it looks like they'll still be free. They're not imprisoned. And the fact that this is literally like the prison card and it's not showing prison, I think that's what it is because we get the Hierophant, the government card, in the reverse as well. So I feel like this initial investigation isn't going to go too far because of who is part of it. Right. So there's some illusion, delusion going on, some smoke and mirrors that will be going on. That's why the first investigation didn't go anywhere. But here's the thing. These people are stupid. They get away with it one time. They get away with it 2 times. These dumbasses will be back to do it again. They don't think. They just keep like doing the same thing, trying to be. It's like, dude, the fact that somebody's onto you, oh, I just got to make sure people aren't onto me. No, you're stupid. 5 of Cups. This is going to be the end of you. Because they're going to come back around and do it again, is what I'm receiving. And that's why the wheels turn. Okay, so are you saying this initial investigation is not going to result in anything? If it does, it's going to be a poor person, like the poorest on the totem pole. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. It's not going to result in anything. Y'all saw me flipping the cards and trying to change the cards and make sure that they don't keep coming up reversed, but they do. This hard work is going to be kiboshed. They are going to stop the investigation. Whoever this is going to stop the investigation. And it's going to come from high up. It's going to come from high up that this investigation gets stopped. Yeah, the web is so deep. Okay. So then are you telling me that I feel like these people are so stupid. I'm feeling like you're just going to do it again. And if it goes past this year, right, to a different regime change, so to speak, for us too, then it's going to be revisited. Okay, so will the tide turn and the case get reopened or revisited and people get trapped? So, will this happen later? Will they be caught, prosecuted, and convicted later? There it is, Wheel of Fortune. She turns. There's a broken relationship. I think this is a tip-off from somebody or one of the people getting away and proving it. And this is showing that lack of progress and the sun trying to hide it and the stagnation and being incomplete. This is crazy. There's a lot of resistance to this. Because here's the Emperor. So this 4 of Wands, I looked at as a celebration because it's a celebration card. But it looks like it's the U.S. interference into this. Because the 4 of Wands is also the White House card. There looks like there's interference into this. All right, let me ask ultimately. Let me ask if ultimately will Vinted be held responsible? Will Vinted, the platform, okay, the platform will be. Mm-hmm. The platform will be. That's crazy. These two came up together. Okay, so ultimately the platform is going to get in trouble. So will France then prosecute? Damn it, there's the King of Pentacles. Okay, yes. Okay, yes. Queen of Fire. So these are yeses. The King of Pentacles and the Seven or Chariot card, that's a yes. The Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands, she says yes. The Lover's card says yes. We have these two cards in the middle, the Five of Swords, but I think the Queen of Wands is who's going to bring the case. So this feels like the Five of Swords is taking this case to court, and then trying to reestablish order, and prosecute them for what they've done. Because then it will have momentum. It will have momentum. Oh, man. It still might not result in justice, though, but it is going to result in a tarnished reputation. This damn Emperor, y'all. The Emperor and the Star came out together. And the Ten of Pentacles. Y'all saw me shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And the Hermit again. And the Wheel of Fortune. I shuffled so much. These mother suckers, bro. Okay. Okay. They think they'll get away with it, and then it turns, and then they get isolated because the evidence is there. Keep the faith. But this is a long journey, y'all. That was a bunch of pentacles and a bunch of water. Those are both very, very slow and long. So let's just say this one more time. So ultimately, will people be convicted of the crime related to Vinted trafficking? That's a yes, because there's the Nine of Swords right there. There's her headache. I just saw the Six of Cups, so that's usually a pedo card here. So I think that is a yes. Ultimately, okay, it's a yes card. The World card. The World card. They get disconnected from their work. The World and the Lovers. Oh yeah, that's a yes. Ultimately, and there's the Petal card, the Six of Cups. Ultimately, that gets interrupted, at least on Vinted. That's crazy. Because Temperance is right behind that. All right, ultimately, yes. But again, slow. Because the World card is an Earth card. It's slow. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I wish it could be faster. But it looks like France is going to be stopped. Like, impacted. At least that's where it is right now. I'm hoping it changes. I'm hoping it changes. Okay. One more time. So ultimately, will there be a good outcome? We get Temperance, which is a maybe card, but we get two yeses right on top of that. And that's the Nine of Pentacles, and that's the Judgment card. So, Temperance keeps coming out. Like, why are you doing that? What is Temperance with regards to this case? Temperance, temperance, temperance. Is it like the imbalance of power? Is it the imbalance of age? What is temperance? I know, Sean. It doesn't look like I might. But okay. I'm asking what is temperance? And I just see it as the nightmare of the poor. And I think that's what it is. Temperance is trying to, I guess, restore the balance here. Because that is what that is. It's a nightmare of the children. And the lovers keep coming up. Y'all, like, look at this. The nightmare of these trafficked children. Oh, okay. That's a heavy one to start off with. That's a heavy one to start off with. Will there be any retribution? And the card we get says no. Dissatisfaction. No retribution. Because the Queen of Cups says no too. Again, probably not in our lifetime. But I will say, I think that's the initial thing, because right underneath that was a yes, which is the Ace of Pentacles. Again, a slow card. So we have water and we have earth. It's all slow. I don't know if it will be in our lifetime, but I will say the Chariot came out again, and the Chariot is going to be movement against it. I just hope it's our lifetime, because I'm not old enough for it to not be my lifetime. It should still be my lifetime. Yeah, they want to keep this going, man. It's sick. Okay. Is this the plan of hybrids? That's a yes, child. And it's judgment. It's temperance. No, she keep coming. Temperance is a maybe card. I mean, we got the fire horse. Yes. Is this a plan of hybrids? Harvesting of children. This is a weird question. I know it is, especially for a Sunday. But is this a plan of hybrids? It's the same cards over and over again. There's 78 doggone cards. Now this is a mixed bag, so I will definitely say it's not just, right? Because here's the Knight of Pentacles is showing its ass. The Eight of Pentacles, these are both yes cards, but they are earth cards. I got the Knight of Cups, basically like a Trojan horse type of card. That's a yes card, but I got the Nightmare card, which is what this is a nightmare. That's a no card, though. Then I got the disharmony and broken relationships, disconnection. Now, this is a family card, and it's also a yes card. And then I got the Six of Swords, which is a maybe card. And there's this transition here. So it's a mixed bag, which I think is what we're dealing with, is a mixed bag, because there are just some gross ass humans. But, okay. But yes, I was about to say, but are there hybrids involved? And I got that yes. Yeah, the same cards keep coming up. Like I said, are there hybrids involved? We got yes and yes. Finally, a justice card. So there's a yes and yes. But I like to see what hits the table for me to count that answer. So are there hybrids? And I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Non-human hybrids involved. Nine of Swords again. But this is good though. It says release of anxiety. It's a no card, but it says release of anxiety, inner peace, reassurance, finding calm, finding relief. Okay. Why did you show me that? All right, let me put it this way. Are there intergalactic human hybrids involved in the harvesting of child energy by means of trafficking? It's a weird question to be asking. Those are definitely yeses. And guess what card? The Lovers. Oh my God. And then the youth of the card, Page of Pentacles. Oh God, it's a yes. Yes, yes. There's something about harvesting. It's something about that part. Because I'm like, harvesting is not my word, you know? So I'm like, why am I saying harvesting? Okay, so is there something to this? And I'm going to get off of this after this. But is there something to the word harvesting here? Is there something to that with regards to children? The harvesting. Finally, a new card. Oh, that's cray. Oh, man. What came up again? Six of Swords. It's a maybe card. But if you don't know, there's a child here. There's a child right here. And then there's the imprisonment. And this could be mental imprisonment, right? Because once trauma happens to you, you're mentally imprisoned. And then you have the yes card. The Four of Wands again. A yes card. Then you have the Devil. Then you have the Tower. So it's like doing the children, like doing this to the children. Oh, and then you have the woman pregnant. So it's like doing, and then you have the greedy people. These are both yes cards. And then you have this card, when I read it in other things, I call it the broken human contract. It's also a yes card. And then we have our children card, the pedo card, Six of Cups, the yes card. So, and it's all emotional. So it's mental and emotional. And that's the right answer. The right answer is, it's what keeps this going. It's what keeps this tie, this bind going, this destruction. And look at that. That's 1516. 1516. Coming out together. Despite all the different shufflings. 1516. And now I'm putting them in two different piles. It's the harvesting. This is literally what it's about. It's that energetic harvesting. Yeah, because they're pure. Can that be broken? And then I want to move on. Can that cycle be broken? Can this cycle of harvesting and evil and brokenness be destroyed? King of Wands is a yes. King of Pentacles in reverse. It's a yes card, but then we have no. We have a Four of Swords in reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. Interestingly, this is all four elements. We have fire, earth, air, water. I think this is just the fight of the world, because part of the energy here is the Nine of Swords in reverse, but on the other side is, guess what? The Lovers, which is in the reverse as well. So, it's just really interesting because this Four of Swords in reverse is trapped. I don't know if we can. The possibility is there, but it seems like the desire actually isn't as a human race or human hybrid race. Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm going to get off of this. Well, will the light be bigger? Can the light be bigger? Yes, they do that. They did that. They did that. I've learned a lot over the last 5 years about what slavery actually was. And they definitely did that. They definitely did that. And with impunity. And these people had to carry it. With impunity. Look, there they go again. Taking children to places they don't want to go. And there's Temperance. What is Temperance? Like, seriously, what is Temperance? Because why does she keep showing up? She, it, whatever. What is this? Balancing energy is a pathway to wisdom. Okay, but what is that? What is, what, what is Temperance? Like, why does she keep showing up? Okay, let me ask that again. What is Temperance? And why does Temperance keep showing up in this reading? And I want to move off of this, but let me get this last part. Why is Temperance showing up repeatedly? Yeah, why is it the same damn cards? It's the same cards. Here's the Five of Swords. Finally, another one. Heartbreak. Six of Cups. And the Chariot. I think this is a big part of it, Sean. It seems like it's on us, right? Because here's the Tower in reverse. Here's the Queen of Cups out again. Here's the King of Pentacles out again. It's literally matriarchy versus patriarchy. And it's literally community versus capitalism. It's literally the world being out of balance. That's what Temperance is telling us. This world is out of balance. This world is out of balance. Okay, thank you. I finally got it. Yes. It's out of balance. And nothing's going to change until we do. Is that it? Is that the answer? Until we break down the old... There it is again. This is literally it. Nothing's going to change until we do. And there's the matriarchy. The matriarch has to be the leader again. We have to reestablish world order. Will that ever happen? How? Will that ever happen? No. It's like yes and no. I have 3 yeses, 1 no. And the man is the betrayal. He's the betrayal because it's followed by that and the emperor and then the hangman and then the guy being overwhelmed and then the trafficking card. All men, all men, all men, all men, all men. And it's that devious corruption of working against what we actually need. And what card shows up again? The card that we're talking about, the petal card, the 6 of cups. And the judgment card is here again. And the 7 of cups is like you have the choice because we have the power. Oh my God, we have the power. And we're literally speaking the truth here. And we need to establish world order again, the covenant, the commitment. And we need to face the consequences of what we're doing. And we're not. Why are these cards the same? Why are they the same? It's almost as if I'm not shuffling shit. I'm going to change decks. But see, like the world really is begging for order. It wants to go back. We have the choice to do that. We can use our better judgment. We could take care of families and the children, but we're choosing not to go in that direction because we have these shady ass people, mostly men, feeling like they need to have the power, feeling like they need to be the ones in control, and they're keeping us out of alignment. They're the ones keeping us out of alignment because they got to rule something. And I think that's where the hybrid idea comes in. I think that, okay, let me ask that. Is that the hybrid ideology? Is that where the hybrid ideology comes in? This need to dominate. Y'all see how I am like, it's pretty much 1-to-1 shuffling here. And then I say that, and then I mess up. I just want to get this last one out of this. What was that? I mean, this was my hand. One of these was going to fall out, and then I stopped it, but I'm going to just keep going and reshuffle. So, but that's the judgment, and then that's the conflict card. The 5 of wands. Women married to powerful men need to step up and think about women and don't fold. I mean, you say that, but women married to powerful men are usually not powerful themselves. Okay, so that is the truth. Wait, okay, wait. But here comes the betrayal. I forgot what the question was, but that is the truth. This is recovery. This is hope. And we were talking about the women married to powerful men. This is codependency. It really was this establishment of capitalism. Oh, I was asking, was that the hybrid idea? Was that the hybrid idea? Oh, the answer was definitely yeah. That's the hybrid idea. That's what they introduced into our society. Our humanness. Because here it comes again. That 10 of swords. We could be free, but that's not what they want. We do have a chance. We can. But it is, as you say, Sean, there are some women who are going to fight against that because they are indoctrinated, but they're often not powerful themselves. Girl, it really is. All right, let's get clean here. Any last words on this before we go? Any last words on this? on this. I don't know what this is. Okay. It's unfair. That's literally it. Justice in reverse, it's unfair. All this conflict, and for what? It could be so much better. But we're tied to the devil and the lovers. Y'all, are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Because here's the Emperor. Here's the Ten of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? It could all be so simple. What? Are you kidding me? All returned. Okay. It could be. It could be. It could happen. It could be. But it would be a fight. We would have to work for it. We would have to work really hard for it. And I was not expecting that. All right, so it is unfair. At least the world knows. It's unfair. We're gonna put you away right now because, matter of fact, I need to let that reverberate through my soul. Hold on. Okay, I was not expecting darkness. Darkness. Nope. All right. I'm gonna have to. Well, it's a full moon tonight, so I'm definitely putting them in the full moon energy with that. No, baby. No, baby. All right. So, girl, it's full moon coming up, so they're gonna get them a little bath because that is needed. That energy sucked. Okay. I was gonna talk about Kamala. So Kamala went to Vienna, Austria, last week or the week before. And she went to, it was a climate change thing. Where's my notes on this? It was a climate change event in Vienna, Austria. It was her, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it was Tim Walz. So, why would Tim Walz be there? He's just a governor, right? I mean, I know Arnold was that, but climate is one of his things. So, I want to know, what's up with Tim? And if you haven't seen it, and I was listening to it a little bit earlier, because I wanted to see what she was saying, because you know she's very coded sometimes. She wasn't that coded. She was a little, let me tell you something. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Hey,
John, please.
before you skip this ad, this is John Ossoff in Georgia, and I'm the only Democratic
John,
U.S.
please.
senator running for re-election in a state that Donald Trump won. I need your help. $5.
This man, now mind you, I like me some John Ossoff, but this man has been campaigning since last April. Like he's been on my YouTube videos since last April. Okay, so she said,
doing that as a Democrat. I felt like she was doing that as a believes.
But
If I may add to what the governor said, on the issue of what we will do to terminate pollution and to
hold on.
save our planet, The policy must include, and my experience as Attorney General reinforced that for me, the policies must include accountability and consequence for bad behaviors.
Oh, that's what she said. Okay, so she said the policies must include accountability and consequence for bad behavior. That don't sound like we're not gonna do nothing.
The other piece of it that I think is increasingly becoming important as we, and how we talk about the issue, is centering as much as anything the discussion around the needs of the consumer. You know, in the United
Okay, so I think she talking about these AI things, y'all. And I definitely think she talking about Musky Rats and his stupid ass. I'm sorry. Let me stop. Let me stop. But I think that's what she talking about. So, and Tim was there. Now, who's in Vienna? Like, I would be very interested to know what that's about.